Want to get your business in front of real sports fans? The Fade Route with D and Z reaches over 1,000 listeners every month. We drop fresh episodes every week and stay active on social media so your brand doesn't just get heard, it stays top of mind. Ooh. Local, loyal, and ready to spend. That's our audience. Are you ready to be part of the in crowd?
Yes!
Let's talk about how we can increase your foot traffic or get people to visit your website. Email us today and or message us on our socials so we can find the best packages for you. You can hit us up at faderoutemail@gmail.com and find us on our socials at Fade Route Podcast. Time to run the go route and talk to you next week.
Coming at you from the AO Studios, it's the Fade Route with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Coming at you live from the AO Studio.
Ayo.
It's the Fade Route with D and Z. I am D, and we've got a great show for you tonight. Jaxson Dart leads the Giants to a giant victory.
Woo.
We preview the postseason in Major League Baseball, and the Chiefs give the Ravens their third loss. So are the Chiefs back? But we begin today's show, well, with the Mets collapse. Don LaGreca said it best, but Z, the floor is yours. Who's to blame, and what happens now?
38-55. That was their record since June 13th. 38-55. Could not beat the Nats to save their lives. Could not beat the Marlins to save their lives. Got swept by the Pirates. Got their asses dog walked in Philly. Now they did sweep Philly in Citi Field. So there were some mixed moments. But let's take a detailed post-mortem here. And then we'll get into the whole Pete Alonso opting out of his contract publicly on camera. We'll get to that in A-Rodian fashion, except it wasn't the World Series. Let's see. Lindor was streaky, but 30-30, you can't sneeze at 30-30. Soto, you can't blame Soto for this. Sorry. He had his moments of coldness, especially at the end of the year, but he got you there. He's one of the guys that got you there. Sorry. I will not tolerate Soto slander today. Pete Alonso played out of his mind. He played out of his mind this year because he knew he was going to opt out of this contract because he wants a raise, whether that's from the Mets or somebody else. And that's what I believe. I believe that stunt was orchestrated by Boris. He was told, hey, dipshit, don't tell them how much you want to stay. That's what got you in this place to begin with. There's a reason why you're making less than Christian fucking Walker. It's because you overplayed your hand. Nimmo had a good power year. On base percentage, he was down. McNeil, at this point, is a shell of himself. He's not the batting champ anymore. You got to live with 250. But there was some pop. There was some defensive versatility there. That's fine. That was good. You can use a guy like Jeff McNeil. I've kind of sweetened on Jeff McNeil, actually. I've kind of sweetened a little bit on Jeff McNeil. Diaz was impeccable. He's opting out of his contract too. Or no, he has a player option, so he may not pick up that option. He may decide he wants a raise. So, there's that. Every other fucking move, with the exception of Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes was decent this year, but he was signed to be a project 4 or 5 starter, and he was excellent. Excellent. If you stretch him out even more next year, Clay Holmes could become a number 2. That's fair. Peterson ran into a wall. He could be a number 1, possibly, if he can get over the innings hump. McLean looks great. Still a rookie, though. Got to be careful. Sproat had his flashes. Tong had his flashes. But more often, he was less ready. He was more of a project, and I was surprised they brought Tong up to begin with. But Tong was here because the veterans couldn't do their jobs. A famous John Cena line to Roman Reigns. I'm still here because you can't do your job. And that falls on Kodai Senga. That falls on Sean Minaya. That falls on Frankie Montas. That falls on David Stearns. Griffin Canning, his leg exploded. Like, you can't do anything about Griffin Canning. He was pitching well when his leg exploded. But not bringing up the kids sooner, running Paul Blackburn out there for multiple starts, bullpen days, when you could have had these kids, yes, you start their clocks earlier. I understand you start their service time clocks sooner. But that is an inaction on the part of David Stearns. The bullpen, overused by Carlos Mendoza all year. They were gassed. They were gassed in June. They've been gassed since June because your starters weren't giving you adequate length. This vaunted pitching lab that they like to talk about, Jeremy Hefner. How about you teach him to throw more than 5 innings? Fuck, teach him to throw more than 4 innings. How about that? What's going to get you further on the playoffs? Pitching. Be the different team. Be the team that says, fuck you, go 8. Be a man, go 8. Like, Justin Verlander and Clayton Kershaw, the last of a dying breed. Max Scherzer, the last of a dying breed. Buck the trend. Make him go 8. Learn how to do it. Go deep into games. Because what happens is, Brazoban was torched. He was on the shuttle, right? He was done in July. His arm was toast. You had Ryan Stanek. Ryan fucking Stanek had an ERA close to 6. Dude, I wish I could be that bad and keep a job.
5.54.
5.54. Yeah, 5.54. And Phil Maton was considered the problem last year. Well, we'll keep Stanek. Maton was the issue. No, Maton was a decent reliever for them last year. You got rid of the wrong guy. You let the wrong guy go. Minter, he's injury prone, but he pitched fine when he was healthy. You roll the dice on a guy like AJ Minter. He's neither make or break. Danny Young got hurt early, so you're looking for a lefty. You've been looking for a lefty. And then you get to the trade deadline. Let's get to the fucking trade deadline. You bring in Cedric Mullins because it was a cheaper alternative to Luis Robert. I agreed with the move at the time. I still don't want Luis Robert on this team. I don't trust him. I just don't trust Luis Robert. I don't think that you're going to get the full effort from Luis Robert. But Cedric Mullins was fucking abysmal. Fucking abysmal. Ryan Helsley. Fucking terrible. 7.58, I think. 7.58, if I'm correct. Atrocious. And this guy was supposed to be the setup guy. Set up to what? Set up to what? The downfall? Absolutely. If that was the case, then yes, he was the setup guy.
Bells.
Great entrance. Amazing entrance.
The 4th inning.
Right. Thank you. See, now, on Sunday, we'll get to Sunday in a second. Ryan Stanek is in the 4th. No, if Ryan Helsley was in, you put the wrong Ryan in. Rogers was okay. Not great. Had troubles when you had runners on base. That's an issue. Reed Garrett was gassed. So, ultimately, the players did not perform. But Mendoza taxed them out in June. And we were worried about this starting rotation when they went to report to camp. We said, "You sure about this?" Clay Holmes, and he was the bright spot, right?
Severino started to open it, right?
He started opening day. Why? Because Sean Manaea was hurt. and because Kodai Senga is made of glass. So where the fuck do the Mets go from here? Dude, I don't know what the hell you do with Kodai Senga. Like, he starts all the way back at 0. Every time he gets hurt, he goes all the way back to 0. That's remarkable. Now, what do the Mets do? Where do the Mets go? Pitching. That's the key here. Now, you either got to trade for pitching or you got to overpay in the free agent market for pitching. David Stearns doesn't like to overpay. Too fucking bad. You have the owner with the deepest pockets in baseball. You don't have to worry about that. This ain't Milwaukee, Chief. You could cut a blank check. Have at it, boss. And you're going to have to deal guys like Sproat. You're going to have to deal guys like Jet Williams. You're going to have to deal guys like Jonah Tong to get top flight players. Why, you may ask? Why? I'll tell you why. Because Vientos, Acuna, and Mauricio all had negative value this year. They stunk. And the only reason why Brett Beatty isn't on this list is because he had a hot couple of months and you found out he can play second base. I would argue Brett Beatty is the second baseman of your future. Now, if that's the case, what do you do with Jeff McNeil? Are you trading Jeff McNeil for like a bullpen arm? Are you trying to do like a change of scenery type situation? Or are you trying to get away with Jeff McNeil as your center fielder? You could do worse. However, I don't think that's a good idea. I've said Jeff McNeil's best position is left field. Brandon Nimmo ideally would be your center field, but that plantar fasciitis is a problem. So, where does that leave you? You have a lot of redundant players, and you got some major fucking issues. Because now you can't trade Vientos. You can't trade Acuna. You can't trade Mauricio. Right? Unless they're a smaller piece in a bigger package with a Williams or a Tong or a Sprout. And I don't even know who you get, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, Paul Skeens. Oh yeah, Paul Skeens. Yeah. Paul Skeens ain't fucking going anywhere. Paul Skeens is not going anywhere. I hate to break it to you. He ain't going anywhere. So you can kiss that pipe dream goodbye. You need to refortify the bench. You need to figure out who the fuck your third baseman is. You need to replace Pete, because I don't think he's coming back. I don't think so. So if Vientos is here, maybe he's at first. Or maybe you go get the Japanese first baseman. Maybe Vientos ends up your DH. I don't know, but I don't think he's going anywhere. And if that's the case, if you have to rely on these kids again and they can't post, you're suddenly sliding backwards. Because the Marlins took it to you. The Marlins have some young talent. They can hit. They're on record that they're going to invest in their bullpen because their bullpen was garbage. So they may keep Alcantara. They may keep Edward Cabrera. They may say, these Mets ain't shit. We're gonna go at the Mets. They did it this year, so who's to say? Pete, I'm on record. I would love Pete back. It's got to be at the right price. He's probably going to go. He's going to want probably 6 years. He's 31 years old. He's probably going to want 6 years, probably in the 200 mil range. Somewhere maybe a little bit more than that. Now, if this is where it gets tricky, because the big splashy moves were Steve Cohen. All the other shit, the little dumpster diving Dollar General moves, were David Stearns. If Steve Cohen has to step in, Pete Alonso's a Met for life. Because he's, what's your number? Let's fucking go. Like, that's who Steve Cohen is. The problem is you hire David Stearns. David Stearns is not that guy. He wasn't even willing to bring in Corbin Burns a guy that he knew from Milwaukee, because the number would have been too high, and he doesn't like to pay for past performance. He likes to kind of tinker. He's a tinkerer. So, was it tacky that Pete said what he said, made that comment? Absolutely, it was tacky. It was very tacky. But it was tactful. It was absolutely tactful. And, yeah, the Mets are searching for their mouthpiece while they're watching the Phillies, while they're watching the Yankees, while they're watching the Dodgers, while they're watching the Reds, who lost in. It's not like there was some juggernaut. They lost in.
Wow. Yeah. Well, great start to the show. Glad you let all your feelings out there. Listen,
I'm just getting warmed up. Hang on.
Listen. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and I don't want to hear excuses about it. This was a year where the Braves were terrible, the Marlins were shit, the Phillies had no pitching, and the Mets had the best record at the All-Star break. It's inexcusable. In baseball, the teams with the highest payrolls make the playoffs. They may not win the championship, but they make the playoffs. How did you miss the fucking playoffs? All you had to do was go down to Miami and beat the fucking Marlins, who have the lowest payroll in baseball. And they wiped the floor with them for fucking 3 days. And in the last day, they didn't even let the Mets score. How is this possible? How a bunt of you can't score one run against the Marlins?
So get this. The Marlins scored in that series, right? No extra innings, so 27 innings. They scored in 2 innings and won the series. They scored in 2 out of 27 and won the fucking series. And let's tack this on. I forgot this old chestnut. The Mets were 0-70 when trailing entering the 9th inning. 0-70.
Come on, man.
You can't luck into a win?
So you want to talk about who's to blame? I blame the players. I don't blame the coach. I don't blame the front office. I like the team they put together. And they got production out of players that we didn't think they were going to get production out of. I mean, come on. I didn't think what's-his-face from the Yankees, Holmes, was going to come over and play as well as he did. I've been on record that I've liked the pitching. I like the pitching they have. I like everybody. What happens now? What happens now is a shakedown, man. Everybody gone. I'm not everybody. Lindor gone. Your 270 batting average and 31 home runs ain't doing it, bruh. It ain't doing it. Alonso, you want to talk about your contract after this fucking... Get the fuck out of here, dude. Mr. Met, right? He's the all-time leader in home runs for the Mets now.
I thought you were talking to the mascot.
Took down Straw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Straw got a World Series, man. You've been here for 10 years, and you went there one time and got beat by the fucking Royals. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They had opportunity to get, there was a trade on the table. We could have got Trent Grisham. You should have got Trent Grisham before the Yankees fucking got him, if that was such a priority. I don't want to hear that garbage. Garrett Crochet, you didn't want to give up the players to get Garrett Crochet.
Well,
Garrett Crochet, he's in the 8th inning right now, pitching against one of the best lineups in baseball.
Well, time out. So, you wanted to get Trent Grisham, if you wanted to beat the Yankees to him, you would have to trade for Juan Soto last year, because he came to the Yankees in the Juan Soto trade, which means Jet Williams, goodbye. Brandon Sproat, goodbye. Ronnie Mauricio, goodbye. That David Stearns is proving to be a prospect hugger. And that's a problem. That's a problem.
Are you going to win now or win later? Let's make a decision. Let's set expectations.
Or like Milwaukee, not at all.
We have extended playoffs. You can't even get in the extended playoffs. The teams playing today don't even belong in the playoffs. You couldn't even be one of those teams.
No.
And you had ample opportunity. You faced the Phillies head to head 8 times or 9 times September with opportunity to overtake them, and they fucking rocked them. Rocked their shit.
Without Wheeler. And
Nola pitching like garbage. Listen, I'm a Braves fan, but I'm the first one to say that we were trash this year and we're garbage, but I would take Braves garbage over this garbage. This is quit the franchise, stop being a fan offensible, man. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, you want to talk about Kodai Senga? Gone. Get out of here. Jeff McNeil, goodbye. Your first center field? No. Chavez, Barnes, get out of here. Starling Marte, useless. Vientos, what happened to that? Does he have a drug problem? Like, what happened to this guy?
He's just not that good.
Last year, I really, when I was going through my fantasy draft, I really contemplated taking this guy because I was like, man, he had such a great year last year. Like, he was a problem. Like, we couldn't get him out. I think he batted .234. And he couldn't get the ball out of the damn infield.
And he was a butcher at the field.
You got a revolving door at catcher. Francisco Alvarez is not the answer, man.
Well, to be fair to Francisco Alvarez.
Frankie Montas.
To be fair with Francisco Alvarez. This man, he actually, like, in terms of toughness points, dude was playing with a broken fucking catching thumb. It was a broken thumb on his catching hand. All right, so like, kudos to him for that. I will give him credit for that. He's got bad luck. He got hit 3 fucking times on the same fucking thumb. Like that's terrible. And Terrence is a fucking backup. Montas was a waste of fucking time. I'm convinced that they didn't want to pay Severino, so we'll try and get Luis Severino at home. Like, we'll try and get the great value Luis Severino, which is Frankie Montas. And sure as shit, he pitched like ass. He lived up to his name.
Jesse Winkler? Gone. Fuck out of here. I didn't even see you play this year. Cedric Mullins, you liked it? I didn't like it. He didn't play well for Baltimore. Why the fuck is he going to play well here? Awful. 229 batting average.
And here's the issue.
OPS.
And this is where it comes to this is where it comes to Carlos Mendoza. Wait.
I don't want to hear this.
Wait. You don't want to hear it? Too fucking bad because you're gonna fucking hear it. All right.
I don't want to hear it, man.
So Cedric Mullins.
He's not playing.
Cedric Mullins has good reverse splits. What does that mean? He hits lefties better. Why is he in the lineup against a righty when he hits lefties better? That falls on the manager. That falls on the.
He's batting .229. He's not hitting anybody. Lefty, righty, nobody. He's not hitting.
Yes,
he's such a good
his player performance. His player performance was down. It was not good.
Down is you're being nice. It was putrid. It was garbage. So
no,
they traded for this guy.
Putrid was Vientos. Putrid was Mauricio. Putrid.
But they didn't trade for that guy.
No,
they traded for this guy.
They could have, and they should have. They should have sold. They should have traded those guys when their value was high, and they should have brought in quality players.
Yes, I agree with you. But you traded for garbage. You traded for .229 and .738, 183, 569 in 41 fucking games. You traded for that. That's not on the coach. That's on the player. What the fuck, dude? You're a professional baseball player. That's not a professional baseball player. That's a AAA player. Ryan Stanek, get the fuck out of here. Like you said, 554. That's fucking Devin Williams territory. How do you bring him in a game with confidence?
Let's get to that. Let's get to game 162.
Soto, Ryan Hensley.
Whoa. I left Gregory Soto off the list, and here's why I left Gregory. When Gregory Soto was acquired, for the first month of his acquisition, he was in the 2s. His ERA was fine. He was doing well. And what happened? He got over fucking used by a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know how to manage a bullpen. So, yes, the player performance is bad. but the manager needs to put the players in position to win. Or in this case, Ryan Stanek needs to be put in fucking AAA or on the free agent block. That falls on David Stearns. Not him being on this roster falls on David Stearns, right? Using him.
You're talking about Stanek?
I'm talking about Stanek right now. Using Ryan Stanek falls on Carlos Mendoza. You know he's having a shit year. Why are you running him out there? Run him out there to take a beating. Run him out there when it's 11-0 and you're losing. Don't put him in a close game. Don't put him in game 162 in the 4th inning when you're trying to win and get in. What do you do? Why is he in the game? Sean Manaea, why is he pitching 1 inning? Why? What was that? What the fuck was that? That's the game plan.
Marlins, man. We're playing the Marlins.
Edwin Diaz, 5th inning. Edwin Diaz for 2 in the 5th inning.
What's the Marlins? Go beat the shit out of them. What are we even talking about here? Let's go to the playoffs. Nope. I mean, I don't know. Do we even have to talk about Pete? I feel like we talked about Pete already.
Well, no. I want to hear your perspective on it. You have mine. Like, what do you think about it? Is it frustration on his part, or do you think it's calculated? No. But do you think, like...
I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. And if I was... I don't care. If I was the general manager of the Mets and I heard him say that, and the reporter said, well, Pete said this, Pete fucking who? Who, Pete? That's exactly what I would say. What did he do?
Pete Alonso, what?
Do? I'm tired of hearing about Pete Alonso. He's an average to good baseball player, and we're trying to make him out as the second coming of David Wright or Jose Reyes, and it's not what he is. He's going to be a garbage player for the Cubs, the Giants, or the fucking Blue Jays next year. Who gives a shit? You brought him back for what? For what? He went out there, he couldn't get another contract. He couldn't. Nobody was giving him what the Mets were going to give him. Let him go. Let him go be a Giant. Let him go be a Diamondback. Get the fuck out of Queens. Who cares? You didn't win with him. You're not going to win without him. Who cares? I don't care what he had to say. He means nothing to me. You're dead to me. It doesn't matter. He does not matter. He's not Tino Martinez. He's not Freddie Freeman. He's nobody. He is just another dude who only now, because he passed Strawberry, now we'll have to talk about this guy because he's the all-time home run leader for the New York Mets. Oofa, goodbye. I don't care.
Step outside of your safe area and make a statement without saying much with FCK Clout Lifestyle Apparel. Embrace the colorful chaos and stay emotionally regulated in their graphic tees, hoodies, snapbacks, accessories, and more. Go to fckclout.com today and check out current season and past season merchandise for men and women. Get it while you can. That's fckclout.com. Check them out today. fckclout.com.
Let's talk about the MLB postseason preview. We had a game earlier today where the Cubs were able to hold on. The Red Sox are playing the Yankees right now, and they've got Chapman on trying to shut down the Bombers. They got the Dodgers playing later today. So who do you got, Z, making it to the World Series?
Let's go round by round right now. You have the Guardians and the Tigers. Tigers won today. I don't believe in the Guardians. They don't have anything there that scares me. Not even Stephen Kwan, and Stephen Kwan is very good. Not even J. Ram. J. Ram is very good. J. Ram, who got to third base in the 9th inning, set up, ready to fucking go. And then what happened? The rest of the team left him stranded on third. Oh no, it was a pickle. It was a ground ball back to the pitcher. That's right. It was a bad defensive play. It was a bad base running play on J. Ram's part that kind of ran them out of the inning. So I think that you have enough veteran presence on that team. They've been there before with guys like, believe it or not, shocker, Gleyber fucking Torres. like Javi Baez, and manager AJ Hinch, I think the Tigers are safe to go to the next round. The Yankees, I don't know about the Yankees, man. I don't know about the Yankees. Like the Yankees and the Red Sox, it's a bad matchup for them. The Red Sox play them very well. So I can see the Red Sox bouncing the Yankees. I like the Padres over the Cubs. I think the Padres have a deep roster. And if not now, when for the Padres? Right? We've been talking about the Padres for fucking ever. And then it comes to Reds-Dodgers. As close to a walkover as you can get. Like, even if the Mets managed to make it to this series, they would have been done. Who were they pitching? You know, they pitched everybody. I was joking around with a guy on X, like, maybe Starling Marte was going to pitch the ninth. It's not like he was doing anything. Like, the Dodgers should beat the shit out of the Reds. And I believe they will beat the shit out of the Reds. So, once we get out of this round, the Brewers enter the chat, the Phillies enter the chat, the Blue Jays enter the chat, and the Mariners enter the chat. And I have a sneaking suspicion, call me crazy, I think when it's all said and done, and when the smoke is cleared, as one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson used to say, I think we will have a World Series rematch, not from last year, but from the 1993 season, where it was the Blue Jays and the Phillies. I think we're going to have that.
Jeez.
That is going to be our World Series matchup.
Man, I hope you're wrong, but I just want to go on record again saying that this is bullshit. Like, the what we're watching right now is complete and utter trash. It's trash. I don't want to see the Guardians playing the Tigers. The Tigers shit the bed. They should be home. Fuck you guys. Guardians should be in. Okay? I don't want to see the Reds. I don't want to see the Mets. I don't want to see any of that garbage. I want to see the Dodgers make it on to the next round, and I'm pretty sure they'll play the Phillies, right? That's how this is lined up?
I believe that's the case. Unless the Padres win.
Right. Right. And as far as the Padres concerned, I mean, listen, they're not ready for prime time, right? They're a good team, they're a scary team, they're a team you don't want to play, but dude, you can't go play the Cubs and only score one run. Not with that lineup. You want to talk about being frustrated with a manager or being frustrated with players? That lineup should not just generate one run. I'm sorry. They're too good. They're too good up and down that lineup to only score one run. And the Cubs were just throwing all these different guys today. It didn't make any sense, right? And again, I'm watching the Red Sox and the Yankees now in a 3-game series in the Bronx. That's a waste. That's a waste. It's a waste. That's something that should happen later on in the playoffs. It's not in the first round or whatever you want to call this garbage. And again,
thank Rob for that.
And again, I'm watching well, you know, the Yankees really turned it on at the end of the season. So, you know, they definitely deserve to be in the playoffs. But I don't need to see the Red Sox, a team who traded away their best player and still made the playoffs. Like, what is that? Why am I watching that? Why should the Dodgers, who have the highest payroll in baseball, have to waste their time playing a garbage team like the Reds? The Reds, who did not have a batter hit over 270. They didn't have any batters have 25 home runs. They had no pitcher with 15 games or one, and they had no pitcher who notched 200 strikeouts. Why should they be rewarded with a chance to enter the postseason? I don't understand that. And let's even put the kicker on this, that in baseball, a sport that's 162 games that's played every day, let the teams that were in first get a bye so that they don't play for a whole week. Oh, how the fuck is that going to work out, Rob? So you got teams like the Red Sox and the Yankees who are coming on hot at the end of the season. They're going to continue to be hot and play each other. Oh, yeah, and then they're going to go play a team that's been sitting around for a fucking week? Like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't
work. Outside of football, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Stop trying to be football. yourselves. Be baseball. You're the best sport on the planet. You've been around for over 100 years. Act like it. As far as who I've got in the World Series, I've got the Yankees and the Dodgers. They're the teams that are, to me, built for the postseason, built to play each other, and that's who I see making it to the end. The Tigers are garbage. I watched them play today, and I'd rather watch Carousel Shoes play. Garbage.
We were good, man.
They had to leave Scooble out there because they can't count on any other fucking pitcher to get an out. He had a career high in pitches today, and he did strike out 14. And congratulations. Good luck pitching the rest of the playoffs now, because this was just a first-round garbage game. And then you got the Guardians. Guardians in the 9th inning. In the bottom of the 9th inning, they get their leadoff runner on third base.
Doesn't score.
Third base. And he doesn't score because he doesn't know how to fucking run the bases. I wanted to... Who wants to watch this? I would have burned down that fucking stadium if I was in there today. Are you kidding me, bro? We have to get at least one run out of this. Sit your ass on third. Let's make sure... He could... The second batter could maybe hit the fly ball into the outfield. Like, what are you doing? It's a tapper back to the pitcher. It's not like Anthony Volpe's playing shortstop. God, it's just frustrating to watch garbage. It's garbage. Garbage baseball.
But why are we watching garbage baseball?
I'm watching Jake Pivetta. Jake Pivetta, who I think he was one of the last pitchers they invited to play for the Padres this year. Pitch against the Cubs. And he's dealing, and then he's getting squeezed by the umpire. Okay, starts arguing with him. Then the next inning, he's giving up bombs. And it's like he's not there. He's not ready for this, man.
Soft.
Like, he's not ready for this, and it's not his fault. It's this stupid format. It's this whole shebang. Just give me the teams that deserve to be here. I don't want to watch 162 games and then deal with some fluke like the Reds beating the Dodgers, or deal with some fluke like the Red Sox overtaking the Yankees. I don't want that. I want to see the best teams play. Leave that shit for Sundays. Leave that shit for Saturdays. That's football stuff. That's a different animal. It's a different specimen.
Here's the problem, though.
Yeah.
And you know why. You know why we have 6. You know why we're going to have 8 eventually. The answer, my friend, is money. People keep paying for it, so they're just going to keep...
What I will say about the Guardians game, that game did not look sold out to me. It didn't look sold out to me. And again, it was a 1 o'clock on a Wednesday.
A 1 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
There are a lot of gaps. Not in the lower bowl.
Yeah.
But in the upper deck in the outfield, there were gaps. Same thing with the Cubs game. Lower bowl, yeah, it was full, but there were gaps in the outfield. I mean,
well,
I don't know who's going to this game today.
The Guardians also didn't clinch the division till Sunday, so they probably didn't even know they were hosting until Sunday.
But I'm just trying to say, I don't know who would want. Like, okay, I watched the games because I worked from home today and I put on the games, but I wouldn't have been like taking off of work to go to this shit. Like, it's a 3-game series. Like, why would I go to game 1? Why this game doesn't matter? If anything, game 2 and game 3 matter, and I still probably wouldn't pony up to go. If I pony up to go to these, how am I going to go to the other ones?
Which is fair. But when you're looking at it, well, this is also the only series that's going to have day games. Everything from here on out is going to be night games. And
really?
Yeah. So like this round, this wild card round, that's when you're only going to get the day games. And it's really, you're getting the 1, the 3, the 6, and the 9 only because you have to get these games in. And because you have to get these games in, I'm going to take it back to the Mets and the Reds. I know you don't want to hear it, but finishing with an identical record, if you didn't have to play this stupid wildcard series, you could have had that tie-breaking 163rd game. So it is what it is. But if you could push this down a little bit, it could have made things a little bit easier to do. But this round, this is the only time you're going to see that. The rest is going to be in prime time. But the answer to why all of these games are happening is because of money. Now, yes, Cleveland right? 1 o'clock Central Time or 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Tough. It's a tough sell. Yankees Red Sox looks pretty good. Cubs Padres looks pretty good. I guarantee you, Dodger Stadium is going to be good to go.
I don't think so. I
No?
don't think it'll be sold out. I don't want to see the Reds. Like you said, you're going to save your money to watch the better teams come in, the better rounds. This is like NBA round robin bullshit.
Well, teams are also starting to do this bullshit where they're not selling to fans outside their market. The Yankees actually got busted for this too. They're not selling to Red Sox fans because they don't want people in their building. I suppose that's their prerogative, but at the same point, money's money, man. Like you're trying to make as much money as possible. The other team spends money too. The other team's fans spend money too. The hot dogs are the same price for them as they are for your fan.
Avoid messy accidents. Get better stopping power with your brake pads. Callahan brake pads. You never know when you'll be driving in the road and there will be a truck tire that you need to avoid and save your family. Callahan Auto. We really care about what's under your hood.
They usually jack him up for the playoffs, but that's neither here nor there. So now moving over to football, Jaxson Dart led the Giants to a giant victory over the then undefeated Chargers. So what impressed you the most about Mr. Dart?
Not so much what Mr. Dart was doing, because he was fine. 13 of 20, 111. He had, a passing TD and a rushing TD, 10 for 54. Very reckless when he runs. Very, very reckless when he runs. Stiff-arming, slapping helmets with his throwing hand. This boy's like a dumber Daniel Jones. He's got the wheels. He's definitely got wheels. He's even dumber than Daniel Jones is. If he's going to be slapping people in the fucking helmet with his throwing hand. If he's going to run like that, he is going to be in a body cast after the Eagles get done with him. Him and Scadaboo might, share. Remember when Soriano and Jeter shared an ambulance to the hospital? Like that's what Scadaboo and Dart might end up doing. Scadaboo's a friggin' whirling dervish, man.
Like him CE, man. He's died.
So, 25 of 79. He's a fucking freight train. He's an absolute freight train. Somebody needs to show him a video of Mike Allstott and say, "Be this, Mike Allstott."
No,
go be Mike Allstott. Do it.
No,
do it. Absolutely. But what I saw from the Giants is that they actually fucking protected Jaxson Dart. The offensive line held up. They opened up holes that he was able to exploit. So, I get that there's no Khalil Mack. I know Joey Bosa's not on the team anymore, but they can still rush the passer. Right? The Chargers still have a very, very good defense. And the Giants were able to exploit it. And their offensive line was able to hold up. Now, when Jaxson Dart had to come out of the game because he was doubled over in pain because he was running like an animal, they brought in Russ for one snap. And what happened? Immediately, he's back there. Oh, shit. They let everybody through. What is that? What the fuck is that? How do you sense who the quarterback is and then just, fold like a cheap suit? I don't understand that. I've never seen anything like that. You're not, I know you're not, sandbagging Russ. You're just not that good. You're not good enough to sandbag Russ. But Dart has potential. I saw potential. But it scares the shit out of me if that's how he's going to play. Because his career will be not for long.
No, it's not sustainable, Z. If I'm the defensive coordinator of the Saints, tomorrow I'm going to show clips and say, this guy likes contact. He delivers the blows. Hit him first and hit him hard. That's what I'm telling my players. I'm going to tell them we're going to send 5. We're going to force him to run to his weak side. and when he turns it up, turn into him, and put your helmet into his chest.
That's it.
That's what I'm telling him. We're not gonna go 0 because he's elusive. So if you say to me, D, what were you most impressed about? I was impressed how elusive he was when there was pressure. He sensed pressure, he moved around, and he found the open guy. He didn't progress through his reads the way he was supposed to because there were plays where Malik ran wide open before he got hurt, and Highland or whatever his name is, who broke free. He didn't give them time, because you've got to be able to sit back there, know the pressure's coming, know your guy's going to get open, deliver the ball, and take the hit. That's what you've got to be able to do as a quarterback in the National Football League. I didn't see him do that against the Chargers. I saw him back up, feel pressure, move around, deliver the ball. I didn't see him sit in there and, let it rip like Justin Herbert does. Justin Herbert lets it rip, and he was doing it against the Giants. He let it rip. A couple times he let it rip to the wrong team. That happens, But
it was actually the regular season this time for Justin Herbert. So.
I expect a different look this weekend because now there's tape on him.
Mm-hmm.
There's tape on him, and I'm actually worried about him. I'm really worried about him going into New Orleans and playing without Malik Neighbors, with a rookie running back. It's New Orleans is not as good as they have been in previous years, but they're a different team in that dome, and you're going to be playing with a team, right, that thinks that they can win on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Seattle, they knew it was a long shot for them to win that game. They were playing a Giant team where they're like, guys, we don't get another chance like this for another couple weeks. Hit them and hit them hard. So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting this weekend.
So, I'm expecting the offensive line to not hold up as well as it did. Like, he definitely had time. Now, we'll see what becomes of that.
Yeah.
Losing Neighbors is definitely a problem. It's like, how do you adjust from there? Because now all of a sudden Slayton becomes your number one. Like, who is replacing Malik Neighbors? Like, is it Jalen Hyatt? Right? Is that the case? Or are you utilizing the tight ends more? Right? What is the best safety net for a young quarterback? His tight end. Right? And Bellinger's not a terrible tight end.
Oh, talking about tight ends, Darren Waller had 2 touchdowns last night.
Darren Waller, yeah, well, it was the Jets. The dude, the Giants made him retire.
Dude hasn't caught a touchdown pass since 2023. He came in there and looked like fucking Gronk.
His time with the Giants made him want to retire. That's all you need to know. Well, it was either that or the Kelsey Plum thing, like one or the other, because he was going through it, man. He was like, I'm gonna retire to be a rapper. I guess that didn't work out for him. So, where does Dart go from here? I think they're going to plug those holes. They may even employ a spy, to be honest with you, if he's going to be like that, because there was a lot of Lamar Jackson in that game, not as so much as like the shiftiness and like to be able to like adjust his speed, but he was definitely elusive and he was seeking the contact, whereas like Lamar tries to run past contact. But the kid's got a cannon for an arm. If he ever like just sits back in the pocket, he can sling it. Like the kid can absolutely sling it.
So could Jeff George.
Right. That's the thing. Like, he could very well be Jeff George. Like, we don't know. It's one game. It's absolutely one game. And better decisions need to be made by him for career preservation. Not so,
sure.
That was wonderful for Giant fans. You love to see it. You feel good, right? If he's still doing that later on in the year, that's going to be a major problem. It's going to be an absolute major problem.
For all you grill masters, green thumbers, DIY aficionados, and home repair heroes in the Richmond, Virginia area, if you're looking for personal service quality products and a convenient shopping experience, then look no farther than Thacker Ace Hardware in Colonial Heights. Owner Don Rackley and his team of local experts have everything you need to tackle every project around the house. I'm talking Benjamin Moore paint, Milwaukee and Craftsman power tools, plumbing, electric, hardware, the works. For you green thumbers, their nursery department is top notch, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't mention the grills. They have Weber, Blackstone, Big Green Egg, Traeger. I want one of everything. Give them a call today at 804-766-4223 and see how they can assist you. Or swing by 27 Dunlop Village in Colonial Heights. That's Thacker Ace Hardware, 804-766-4223, or swing by 27 Dunlop Village in Colonial Heights. Thacker Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
So, in other news, the Chiefs knocked off the Ravens and knocked 8 players out of the game in doing
Jesus.
so, including Lamar Jackson. So, are the Chiefs back, or are the Ravens getting ready to have just a nightmarish season? Every team has a nightmarish season here and there. But is that where we're headed with the Ravens?
It's a little from column A, from a little column B, to be honest with you, because the Ravens defense is fucking atrocious, even with those 7 guys, right? Their pass defense is not good. It's just not good. And Madubuike being out, that's one less guy to get to the quarterback. That's a problem. And I don't know if they have the depth on defense to deal with those injuries.
Yeah.
Now, with Lamar's injury, it's a hamstring. You definitely need to be concerned about that, especially for Lamar, because what is Lamar's best attribute? His legs. That is it, right? He doesn't have the Jaxson Dart 70-yard moon ball, right? He's Mr. Checkdown Charlie to Likely and Andrews. Occasionally he'll zip one into Zay Flowers, but Lamar Jackson has that elusiveness that you need, which means you need your legs. The good thing, the saving grace, is that they have Cooper Rush, who's a competent, veteran backup quarterback. It's not going to be like the Browns this weekend, who are going to Dylan Gabriel. There you go. That's all you need
really?
to do. That's what I saw. I saw it. Now, whether or not it's true, it's another story. But that's the rumor, that Dylan Gabriel is going to start this weekend. That's a hell of a drop-off.
My dear Lord.
Which means Shador is probably going to play at some point this weekend.
Well, that's why, the rumor is that, the Ravens are going to draft Shador, and he told them not to because he didn't want to back up Lamar Jackson. If you would have went to the Ravens, you'd be playing this weekend.
He's playing right now. But from the Chiefs' perspective, you got to like this. You got to like it specifically from Mahomes. He looked right. Like Mahomes looked like Mahomes again. But that's also because of the presence of Xavier Worthy. He was the leading rusher. He was the leading receiver. There was a juice. There was an explosiveness to the offense that is there because of Xavier Worthy. Right? Pacheco, Hunt, they're serviceable running backs. It's just there to kind of set up everything else. You get Worthy out on a jet sweep, you get him on an end around, that's when you're really going to get something. You're going to get a chunk play. Pacheco is not going to get you a chunk play. Kareem Hunt is not going to get you a chunk play. And Kelsey's Kelsey. At this point, he's a possession guy. 5 of 5 for 48 yards. He's there to move the sticks.
Yep.
And then you have end zone threats in Juju and Hollywood Brown. But, the wide receiver core still leaves a lot to be desired between Hollywood Brown, Juju, Tyquan Thornton, who caught another touchdown. Good for Tyquan Thornton. But the Chiefs seem to be righting their ship. They seem to be getting back to where they were because they're getting their personnel back. The personnel matters here. But the Ravens, you weren't playing great when you were healthy. You weren't playing great when you were healthy, and now you're banged up. And Derrick Henry didn't have a fumble in this game, but he only had 42 yards. Justice Hill had 3 rushes for 76. So I'm not saying that.
Hill looked good.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Justice Hill is going to usurp Derrick Henry. I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. But I think if Derrick Henry keeps fumbling, he's going to cede more of his time to Justice Hill. And
Interesting.
It's only a matter of time before the Ravens get right. But will the season be over by then? Will it be too far gone?
Yeah. It just every team goes through it. I think every team has like just a nightmarish season where just things don't work out. Things just don't turn and break your way. I mean, they can't stop anybody on defense. They can't stop anybody, and that's why with Mahomes, I think it's nice that they're getting their players back. Rishi Rice should be coming back soon. And they looked good. I mean, they did look good, but they looked good against a bad team, a bad defensive team that can't stop anybody. So I'm not putting too much into it. But I do think that when Rishi Rice comes back, they're going to look like the Chiefs of old, and they're going to be a 10, 11, or 12-win team. Now, on the Ravens side, yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be downhill all year. I mean, when you have a hamstring injury and you're a running quarterback like he is, once you're just not sure how far you could push it before it tightens up on you or it bothers you. It's bugaboos you. And the offense is not going to be the same under Lamar as it is under Cooper Rush, right? So I think they're just headed for a downfall. And believe it or not, Z, I think the Steelers might be the best team in the AFC North.
That's a hot garbage division. Because look what the Bengals did. Look what the friggin' Bengals did against the Broncos.
They have not scored more. They have less than 175 yards total offense in the last 2 games. They haven't been able to get more than 175 yards.
How are you
Jake
not
Browning
calling?
is not Joe Burrow.
No. How are you not calling the Giants about Jameis Winston?
I don't know. Or Kirk Cousins. What is the problem? What is the problem? You're gonna let this season go to shit when you've got these receivers locked up for this much money? Like, there's no help coming, man. You understand, Z? There's nobody coming to help. So what are we doing? Like, Go get help. Browning is... You saw him last night, it's like he's coming up to the line of scrimmage. They're showing 5. There's nobody to block the extra guy, and he's still dropping back, passing, thinking that his running back is going to be able to pick the dude up. It's like, come on, man, you got to check. You got to cut. You got to kill this play and run away from the blitz, man. I mean, these are simple shit that you're taught in high school. Anybody could see that was happening, but I just, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're wasting another year.
But that's the thing, though. Like, this is the first year that the Ravens finally look like they can be had, right? If you look at the Bengals, it's always something with the fucking Bengals, right? If it's not Joe Burrow, who's going to be the 3-time comeback player of the year, right? It was, we lost T. Higgins, or Jamar Chase is banged up. Like, there's always some bullshit with the Bengals that keep them from ascending to that next level that we think they're capable of. The Browns are the Browns. Like, their defense looks fine, but who's running the show? Old man Joe can't do it. But we knew this was going to happen. Now it's going to go to the kids. Shedeur Sanders is going to start eventually. It's a question of when. Right? If Dylan Gabriel gets this week, who knows? Who knows how long his leash is? But that leaves you with the Steelers, and that leaves you with the Ravens. Process of elimination, the Steelers look great right now. They're 3-1, but they're due. You know how it is with the Steelers. They're going to be these white knuckle mud pit games that they're going to survive, But there's also those other side of that coin where they're going to lose in gut-wrenching fashion, and Aaron Rodgers is going to start pointing fingers, and that train's never late.
I don't know, because the only thing I'll say about this is that Aaron looks great. He looks great. He's throwing the ball with zip. He's throwing the ball to the right players. I think he has 8 touchdowns or 9 touchdowns on the season. Defensively, I don't know if they turned a corner, but they certainly look really good against Minnesota. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of fool's gold in that division, and it's possible that you can have the Steelers win 10 games and take that division. Like it's going to be one of those situations where it's more about attrition than anything else. Because I still don't believe that the Steelers are that much better than everybody else in that division. No, I don't.
You look at the Ravens and you think they can hang with the Steelers without Lamar?
I think that the Steelers.
You think the Bengals without the Burrow could hang with the Steelers?
I think the Steelers are just not that good. I think they're at a hot start.
You're saying, but you said that you don't think they're that much better than the other teams in that division.
No.
And you think the Cooper Rush led Ravens have a chance against that Steeler team?
I think the Derrick Henry led Ravens have a chance against that team.
But he's not the leader of the team, and they're not going to have They are not going to have any running game without Lamar Jackson. The reason why Derrick Henry has success is because there's the threat of Lamar Jackson. Without the threat of Lamar Jackson, he ain't going nowhere. Just like he went nowhere this past weekend. There's a reason why the Titans let him go. They didn't have the personnel or the players to keep him going, to make him do well. Remember, he don't catch the ball out of the backfield.
No, that's what Justice Hill is for.
Right. So
here's where Todd Monken earns his fucking money. Todd Monken. Yeah. This is where Todd Monken's got to earn his money. So this is your situation. You have Cooper Rush, who has, yes, he's limited in terms of mobility, but he can do what Lamar struggles to do, and that is pass out of the pocket.
They don't have the receivers to do that. They don't. Did you see how well Zay Flowers went up against Spags' defense? They don't have that kind. I'm telling the problem with the Baltimore Ravens, right, is they crafted this offense for Lamar Jackson. Without Lamar Jackson, you really can't run this offense the way it's supposed to run. And you're going to have to run a variation of that offense that suits Cooper Rush. The problem with that offense is Zay Flowers isn't beating people one-on-one. He's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry is not catching the ball out of the backfield. He's not. Derrick Henry's also going to have to be much more of a guy who's going to have to pick up the blitz now. Because now there isn't a Lamar back there who's going to elude it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a nightmare season. They're going to have a nightmare season. Shohei Ohtani just hit a bomb.
Nice. But it is early. Now, that's the one saving grace. Now, all you have to do is hold water. Hold serve until Lamar gets back. The Bengals are playing their way out of it. The Browns playing their way out of it. All you got to do is hold tight because the Steelers inevitably shoot themselves in the foot and end up around 500. This is the Steelers' DNA. And they lost Jaylen Warren. That's a problem. The Steelers not having Jaylen Warren is a problem.
What happened to him?
I don't know. But the trip to Ireland wasn't great for them. Skylar Thompson got mugged. Like, it was just I don't know. He got jumped. He got mugged. Like, it's some crazy shit happened out there. It's a great trip. Good job, Raj. Like, well done. Like,
there's a whole bunch of empty seats in this Dodger Stadium. Yeah, there's nobody there. Nobody's going to watch this garbage.
The almighty dollar. Isn't it a wonderful thing? Well done, Rob. Well done. Let's add more. Let's add 8. Let's add 10. Let's get a dozen and pretend they're donuts. It's a joke. Absolute fucking joke. But this is what happens when you chase the money, man.
Let's pretend they're donuts. I like that one.
Ridiculous. Kudos to Steve Martin. It's not mine. So, yeah, we steal from the best on this show. Steve Martin. But,
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program. Friend of the program. Very big Fade Route fan. And we're a big Only Murders fan. But, it's still early. They have a shot as much as any, but this really is more about the Chiefs than anything else. Especially since the Raiders apparently aren't posting. The Chargers are going to take a nap against the Giants. And the Broncos finally get solid against the fucking Bengals. But that might be more about the Bengals than about the Broncos. So the Chiefs, don't look now. The Chiefs may very well be back from their nap.
You can't help but smile when you see a balloon. PopstarsBalloons.com offers spectacular balloon decor for all of life's events, specializing in custom balloon creations and installations for private events, corporate and school functions, photo shoots, brand events, and fundraisers. Led by certified balloon artists, the Popstars Balloon team shape balloons into custom works of art. Popstar Balloons provides full concept balloon design, build and installation services, as well as pre-assembled decor pieces available for pickup or delivery. Popstar Balloons is a woman-owned, small family business focused on providing professional balloon services using only high-quality, 100% biodegradable natural latex balloons made in the U.S. and Italy. They consistently prioritize the safest use and handling of balloons in a sustainable and responsible manner. Popstars Balloons is located in Westchester County, New York, but likes to party at events throughout New York City, Connecticut, Long Island, and New Jersey. Popstars Balloons can also accommodate balloon decor services for destination events. No event too big, no event too small, and their custom personalization service is the perfect touch. They also offer a full line of event decor options like backdrop, prop rentals, tablescapes, dessert table setups, custom signs, and they always deliver with a smile. Whether you're looking for gift balloons, classic decor, or large-scale design for a big impact, Popstars Balloons will create the perfect decor for your theme, vibe, and space. So if you have an idea in mind or need inspiration, Popstars Balloons decor will be the cutting edge and spectacular. Visit popstarballoons.com to pop your next event.
The choice is yours. Swipe left or swipe right.
All right, boys and girls, especially my online dating fans, we have a special edition of Swipe Left or Swipe Right for your Major League Baseball awards. Swipe left or swipe right, number 1, Cal Raleigh over Aaron Judge for the American League MVP.
No, swiping left. Aaron Judge this year, numbers are just stupid. They're stupid. His OPS was 1144. He scored 137 runs, 114 RBI, 331 average, 53 home runs. I'm telling you, he might be the best right-handed hitter of our generation. That's really how he's going right now. And it's nice that Kyle Raleigh had the season he had, switch hitting, catcher, 60 bombs. That's all wonderful. But this man who plays for the New York Yankees, as I hate to say it, is the best right-handed hitter quite possibly of all time.
And he's been walked 36 times intentionally this year. So the manager stuck up his finger 4 times. Think about how Aaron Judge would have done if he had those 36 extra at bats. I would swipe left, but I think the media has promoted this so hard. Like they've been hard on this Raleigh narrative all fucking season. I think he's got a legitimate shot. I think the media is gonna
listen. An argument could be made, but at the end of the day, the
can
numbers
an argument
that Aaron
really be
Judge,
made though?
Oh yeah, I think it's very impressive what Raleigh did.
Not at 247, 359 on base, 589 slugging. Like his OPS,
it's the catcher aspect of it.
It's a story. It's a narrative.
Yeah, but it's really hard. I mean, Judge got hurt. Judge was out for a while. Then he stopped playing the field, and he was just hitting.
Yeah.
This man caught all these games as a switch hitter, and he was hitting home runs from both sides of the plate. He hit 60 home runs. He got the Mariners into the playoffs. He got them into the playoffs. They're there because of him. Like, you can make an argument for it. I wouldn't vote for him, but I'm just saying I can listen to the argument for it.
Yeah, for me, it's a swipe left. No, absolutely not. Aaron Judge is your MVP.
Aaron Judge is the MVP of the league.
No.
Just like Jordan, or just like, we've talked about it before. LeBron, Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. Like, until he falls off a cliff, this is the best player in Major League Baseball.
And it took a superhuman effort for Cal Raleigh to get even close to this. But I really do think that despite what we think, I think he's going to win the MVP. I think they're going to bend over fucking backwards to give Cal Raleigh the MVP because of what we've been hearing since June. Right? They've been trying.
A couple of the writers I spoke to are voting for Judge, but it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, the Jeff Pastons of the world, they've been like over the moon. Buster said he's voting for Judge. Good. You know, John Heyman, I don't know where John Heyman's head is at these days. Like, but to me, it's clear that it's Aaron Judge, but stranger things have certainly happened. Swipe left for me. Swipe left or swipe right. Number 2, Garrett Crochet over Tarek Skubal for the AL Cy Young.
I'm swiping left on this one too. I need to pull up Skubal.
So a guy, while you're pulling up Skubal's numbers, another guy who's not getting nearly as much love, who should get some consideration, is Max Fried, man. Max Fried was 19-5 this year with a 2.86 ERA. Good friggin' year for Max Fried.
And I believe he had the most wins in the majors, right?
19, yeah. But his peripherals were much lower than everybody else's because he missed time with the blister problem. The blister is what did him in.
Okay. I can see what they're. You know what? It's tough. Crochet's numbers are pretty great. Yeah. 18-5, 2.59, 255 strikeouts. Skubal 13-6, 2.21, 241 strikeouts. You know what? I am going to take Crochet. I'm taking Crochet. He's got a higher ERA, but he's got more strikeouts and way more wins. Taking Crochet.
I'm with you. I'm swiping right on Crochet, but here's the thing. 1 game difference, right?
Well, Fried should still be in the conversation, I think.
Absolutely, Fried should be in the conversation. Crochet, 32 games started. Tarek Skubal, 31 games started.
Oh,
10 more innings.
He doesn't have the strikeouts.
10 more innings.
And his ERA is tied. No.
Yeah.
Fried's out.
Yeah. A third. It'd be like third place. I think you need a third for MLB awards these days. But in 10 more innings, Crochet has done so much more with that. So I gotta say that, yes, while the 2.21 ERA is impressive, all the other peripheries, like, I don't care about strikeout percentage. Like, sorry, I don't give a shit about that. Strikeouts
Whip.
are bored. Give me whip. Yeah, give me whip. Scooble has
average.
Yeah, Scooble, his walk percentage, okay, 4.4% compared to 5.7%. Like that's fine. The strikeout to walk ratio, I find is better. 33 walks compared to 46 walks. Yeah, no. Like in 205 in the third innings pitch, he only walked 46 guys. So I'm kind of like, that's a wash for me. In 195 in the third inning, like Scooble walked 33. All right, both were really good at keeping their walk totals down. So I gotta say, give me the innings. The ERA is still good, and then the strikeouts. Like you gotta give me that. Like if you want to use peripheral analytics, you can do that. But the old school numbers here definitely point in Garrett Crochet's favor. Now that's not to diminish what Tarek Skubal has done this year, because Tarek Skubal had a fantastic year, and it should be taken into account. Swipe left or swipe right, number 3. And this one might be the most interesting of the 3. Freddie Peralta over Paul Skeens for the National League Cy Young.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm swiping left on that. I mean, Skeens is just a monster. I might pull up their numbers, I guess, but I'll let you go while I pull up the numbers.
So what gives me pause is that, yes, while Skeens has a 1.97 ERA and all of his numbers are amazing, still a 10-10, right? It's the Felix Hernandez effect. Now he's in play because Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with a 500 record. Like that's the one thing that's gonna that really keeps him in this argument. Freddie Peralta, on the other hand, 17-6 on the year. So, do you value winning is the question.
What an impressive year by Freddie Peralta. Damn. 17-6, 2.7 ERA, 204 strikeouts. That's damn good.
And 66 walks. So, not bad. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And only in 11 fewer innings than Paul Skeens. So, it's closer than people think. I really think it's going to be closer than people think, but this has been, again, it's been anointed that Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball. When you look at the numbers, it's not so far and away. The only thing where he's really got him beat is ERA, which, that's impressive. A 1.97 ERA for that dog shit team. Sub 2. Like, you want to talk about narratives? Like that's a narrative right there. For Paul Skeens to pitch like that, like I think that's going to be impressive. To be honest with you, I can't come up with a third starter for the Cy Young. I really can't think of one. So, like, maybe Edwin Diaz would get a Cy Young, like, maybe he would get a nomination because he had a 1.63 ERA. So, but as a reliever, that becomes a different monster altogether. Like, because you do need to round out the field. But hell of a year by Peralta. But I think that ship is scaled. The ship is sailed on that one, and Paul Skeens is going to be the guy. Even though the win-loss record is not great, and that precedent has already been set. So, congratulations on the Cy Young, Mr. Skeens.
Your favorite podcast has its own merch line now. Go to the Fade Store with DNZ.com today and check out our releases in apparel, accessories, drinkware, and more. Ever wanted an Alleged Superstar t-shirt? We got those. You want some yoga pants? We got those too. And we're not done yet. We have a lot of exciting collaborations and new products on the way. But check out what we have now at thefadestorewithdnz.com. That's thefadestorewithdnz.com. Who's the best of the worst this week in sports? The Fade Store presents the Alleged Superstar of the Week Award.
All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for the Alleged Superstar of the Week. You know how it goes. We put up a poll on our X account at FadeRouteDNZ and our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast, and you vote. And you vote, and you vote, and you vote. And the winner of said vote gets a shout out on this here show and takes home the coveted ass trophy. And do you know who took home the coveted ass trophy, D?
I don't.
That would be the New York Liberty, narrowly beating out the New York Jets. That's saying something. But that was a pretty crazy move. You fire a coach 1 year removed after winning you a chip. That's a problem.
A lot of crazy stuff going on in the WNBA because, number one, the Liberty shouldn't have even lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then number two, you got the Fever on the verge of going to the finals without Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
So what does that say about that team, this league? Bulls couldn't get to the championship without Michael Jordan.
That's true. I mean, you have Engelbert and Nafisa Collier going back and forth at each other, and you know, one's calling them negligent. Collier's calling Engelbert negligent, and the other one is like responding with, "You should hit your knees and thank God I got you that TV deal." So, like,
it's getting wild.
It's getting spicy. The WNBA is getting fucking spicy.
I heard the press conference was on ESPN, and they didn't have a chance to bleep everything out. So it actually got said. Dropping F-bombs about everything. It's awesome.
Love it.
She got suspended. She earned it. Good for her.
Get your money's worth, 100%. But that was last week. This is this week. Who are your nominees for Alleged Superstar of the Week? D.
Well, I got 4 this week, Z. I hope you don't have any of mine. I'm going to lead off with the Eagles. Eagles, yep, they beat the Bucks. But they had 0 passing yards in the second half of the game.
Ooh.
0 passing yards at the end of the game in the passing league. Number 3, I've got the Tennessee Titans, who scored 0 points on Sunday against the Texans. In a year where if you kick off and you get into the end zone, you get the ball at the 45, and even if you fair catch, you get the ball at the 35.
Oops. They
still couldn't manage to score even a field goal. Tony Pollard has 1 touchdown this season. Calvin Ridley has none. Tennessee Titans, you are my Alleged Superstars of the Week, and so are the Eagles. You are my Alleged Superstars of the Week. Number 2, Brian Thomas, wide receiver on the Jaguars. We are heading into week 5, right? We've done 4 weeks of this.
Yeah.
Whole month of the season has gone by. He has 0 receiving touchdowns.
That's wild.
0. His job is wide receiver. His job is to catch touchdown passes. He has 1 rushing touchdown on the season. But I think it was you that texted me and said, Jags look good.
The Jags do look good.
Jags look good. Brian Thomas does not. Brian Thomas, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. And my final is COVID. The New York Jets. Or Lupus.
Never bet on Lupus.
There's so many places to start, Z. They had over 10 penalties for over 100 yards yesterday. Justin Fields is 0-25 record when a team scores more than 21 against him.
Jesus.
They marched right downfield on the opening kickoff, only to have their running back fumble the ball as he was going into the end zone. There were 2 things I learned in high school. Number 1, don't rat on your friends. And number 2, if you're standing at the 10-yard line to receive a punt and it goes over your head or you have to step back, don't catch the ball. My man fair caught the ball at the 2-yard line. He's the guy that replaced Gibson, who fumbled the kickoff. So what happens when you fumble a kickoff and fair catch it at the 2-yard line?
You
get
should
promoted?
get cut.
Can't just keep cutting people. Like I said 3 weeks ago when he cut Gibson for that fuck up. You can't just cut people because they make mistakes. Holding penalties, offsides. I didn't think they could be worse than they were last year. Oh, they worse. They worse. They worse. Robert Saleh at least got them to play defense. This team doesn't play defense. They don't score points. Breece Hall, trade Breece Hall. If you're not going to give him the ball 20 to 25 times, trade him while he's valuable, because you're going to let him walk for nothing. Start trading players if you're not going to try to win games. You can't tell me they're not going over this shit in practice.
No.
You can't tell me that nobody told him before he ran on the field, hey, if it's over your head, let it go. Don't fair catch the ball at the 2, the 5. Let it bounce. You can't tell me nobody told him this. Then they can't tackle.
No.
They can't fucking tackle. I saw 5 guys miss our Achan as he was going in for his rushing touchdown. 5. They were on the 5-yard line. 5 guys missed him. Lined up to tackle him and just whiffed. Completely whiffed.
They made Darren Waller look like he was still in his prime.
Darren Waller hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 years. He scored 2 on Sunday.
He's making up for lost time.
I don't know what you do. I don't know if they're going to win a game. Maybe 2-14. They're playing the Cowboys this weekend. I don't know.
Shoddy's revenge.
Gotta be, he's got to be licking his chops for this one, right?
Yeah.
I can't. The mistakes that are being made are just, I don't know how you defend them. And he keeps saying the same shit. We're working on it. We're trying to get better. No, dude, you're not. You're not. And you're giving up like 30 points a game. You're supposed to be the defensive guy. This is supposed to be your thing.
Yeah.
You're the bookie, Mike. Act like one.
Well, apparently he was wearing them out after the game because you could audibly hear him through the wall screaming at his team. If this is the case, if that's what you're going to be doing, you are a one and done as a head coach. I don't think that you're going to last very long.
He looks so defeated on the sideline too when he's watching them play. He's far from that whole running along the sideline as they block the punt and scored a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
he's far from that now.
He's staring down the barrel of 0-5, man.
So, New York Jets, you are my alleged superstars of the week. What do you got, Z?
I mean, great show. Come on now. And then you got to throw in, you throw in Brian Thomas, but what about that? Did you see the post-game altercation between Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh?
Robert Saleh's a bitch. Robert Saleh's a bitch. Let Liam Cohen talk to me like that. I'm running up on you. Who's Jim Schwartz? Jim Schwartz his ass. Go after him. Pete Carroll his ass. Robert Saleh, you're big and you're strong, and you're going to let that guy talk to you like that?
The Anthony Rendon bitch of the week.
Keep my name out of your mouth? Who the fuck are you talking to? I'll bust your ass on this field. And we're in my stadium. Are you out of your mind? Oh, Robert Saleh's a bitch.
The Anthony Rendon bitch of the week. Robert Saleh. You gotta love it. You got to love it.
So you're calling me a bitch.
You're saying I'm a bitch. You're saying, yes, I'm saying you're a bitch.
Wow.
Oh, it's terrible. I gotta start with AJ Brown though. Fucking AJ Brown.
What did he do?
What else is new? He's not happy with his production. He's not happy with being featured in the offense. Quote from his tweet: "If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. Motherfucker, do you want to be a Steeler? Is that what it is? Like, I translated this from Aaron Rodgers into English. I'm not happy. I want out of here. Like, that's what that fucking sounds like. Dude, you're on the defending champs. Your time will come. Right? Devontae Smith is good. You are a compliment to Devontae Smith. You will get your time. It's an aberration that Jalen Hurts threw for exactly 0 yards in the second half. That's a credit to Tampa Bay, actually. So, A.J. Brown, enough with the cryptic bullshit. You are my alleged superstar of the week. Number 2, the New York Mets. Do I need to say more about the New York fucking Mets? I don't need to, right? I think I've covered the abysmal end to the New York Mets series, the mercy kill that was the New York Mets season. Yeah, people are apoplectic on Twitter. Dude, do you not remember 2007? Do you not remember 2008? You don't, I suppose. 2016 was bad too. This is just the latest. This is you want to talk about same old Jets, same old Mets. This is disappointing. Absolutely disappointing, but on brand. And we saw it coming from a mile away. New York Mets, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3.
What's number 3? We're all really excited to hear what number 3 is.
Fans behaving badly.
With bated breath, the fans of the Ryder Cup out in Long Island chucking a beer at Rory McIlroy's wife, chanting "fuck you, Rory" at Rory McIlroy, while the European team just whooped that ass on Team USA during the Ryder Cup. Completely uncalled for and inexcusable. But we have a second instance of fans behaving badly. This time at the Hudson River Derby. New York Red Bull fans going after one of their own players. Going after left back Raheem Edwards after the Red Bulls lost to NYCFC with racial slurs and racial abuse, to the point where Edwards was surrounded as he was near the stands arguing with these fans. It's an absolute joke, man. It's an absolute joke that this shit is still happening. I thought that you figure that the more distant we got from COVID and all the craziness from that, and all of the initial savagery and stupidity of fans being let back into stadiums, you thought it would eventually calm down. It apparently is old. It's still there. Oh, it's still there. Fans, you are my alleged superstar of the week. I think we said our piece. Go to our X account at FadeRouteDNZ. Go to our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast and vote. And vote, and vote, and vote. And for our nominees.
You're better than that. Just do better. Just do better.
This has been The Fade Route with DNZ. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Catch our podcast on Wednesday nights on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. So until next time, stay fade, everyone.
Time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Leave us a review, rate us 5 stars, turn on subscription notifications, and share on social media. Tell your friends and spread the word.